Welcome back. The British National Party launched its general election manifesto this week. The party's fielding a total of 338 parliamentary candidates. In last year's European elections, the BNP enjoyed its most successful set of results so far, gaining 6.2% of the vote across the country and winning 2 seats in the European Parliament. The party's manifesto sets out its key aims and objectives, which include the repeal of all existing discrimination legislation, a promise to stop all further immigration and deport illegal immigrants, the withdrawal of all British troops from Afghanistan, and an immediate withdrawal from the European Union. Amongst the policies aimed at the Muslim community, the BNP will seek to ban the burqa. Well, a little earlier, I spoke to the BNP leader, Nick Griffin, and I asked him if his party believed that everyone living in the UK should have the right to discriminate.
What if there's a homophobic landlord in a pub? Well, if he's going to lose the business of the gay community, that's up to him, that's his choice, and he's entitled to make that choice. It shouldn't be to do with the state. So
you defend the right of homophobes or sexists or racists to discriminate as they wish?
And I also defend the right of militant homosexuals to discriminate against people who are straight. Everybody's got the right to discriminate in their own lives, and the state shouldn't be interfering.
And so people could discriminate against BNP members if they wish, and that would be fine too?
People are quite entitled to discriminate against anyone they want to, yeah.
Yeah. OK. You say you want to review the citizenship of those people given citizenship in the last 10 years or so. What would be the criteria for that?
Well, it's very precise. We want to review the citizenship of people who've been granted British citizenship since 1997, given that it now emerges from New Labour circles that they've used mass immigration deliberately as a political tool.
So anyone who is on benefits at the moment, or unemployed at the moment, and anyone who doesn't speak English, you would scrap their citizenship and deport them?
We would certainly look at their citizenship with a view to saying their presence in this country isn't helping this country, it's not fair on the taxpayers and the poor of this country, and therefore they should go. OK.
You also say you'll have this voluntary repatriation scheme. How much would you offer people like me to leave the country if we wanted to?
There's a voluntary resettlement scheme in Britain at present. It's been there since 1971, but very little money is spent on it. We'd look to spend something towards $9 billion a year on it, which is what we at present waste in foreign aid. In fact, the best foreign aid you can give to a country, say like Malawi, is their doctors and their nurses back, rather than stealing them as cheap labour
per person,
over here.
What would I get?
Well, in all probability, we'd be targeting this aid at people who really aren't contributing to this society. And overall, on balance, despite the fact you're a journalist, I think you do. So we wouldn't be keen, particularly, to pay taxpayers' money to get rid of you.
Oh, you'd like me to stay?
We're looking at probably £50,000 a head, which, out of the $9 billion at present wasted on foreign aid, would mean that there'd be about 180,000 people paid to leave this country if they want to go each year. Imagine the benefit that would have in terms of relieving the pressure on housing and the NHS.
50,000 a year, is that a fair figure?
The number of £50,000
per person per year. Sorry, yes, per person.
That's about right. Not per year, but just to go and not to come back.
I wanted to ask you a bit about yourself. I mean, could you just explain to people what it was about the National Front that appealed to you when you were a teenager?
Yeah, I was 15. It was under a very, very left-wing Conservative government who were, for instance, it seemed, just letting IRA bombers blow things up left, right and centre without doing anything about it. There was a constant drift those days with the Labour Party. The Labour Party were in for power for 4 years. The party lurched leftwards. The Tories got into power for a couple of years. Nothing changed. So there was a genuine fear felt widespread across society that Britain was sliding into becoming a Soviet satellite state.
So it wasn't about race?
What I'd seen, it really wasn't about race. It was mainly about what at that stage appeared to be a very, very genuine threat of communism.
OK. The other personal question on you, of course, is over your past bankruptcy. Now, what would you say about that to people who are worried that, you want to be an elected politician, you want to run local authorities and that kind of thing, or your party does, yet, you went personally bankrupt, you cost your parents an awful lot of money. Are you a responsible person?
Yeah. I'm a responsible person, like hundreds of thousands of other people. I was caught out at the end of the Thatcher major boom. I was working very hard renovating properties myself. And the last one, because I had no accident, I couldn't sell it quickly enough. The market went flat and I lost out.
Nick Griffin.